It sounds kind of extreme, but we are literally entering a moment where the next few months could simultaneously create absolute millionaires and completely destroy the retirement accounts of everyone else. You know, every single generation experiences a major market contraction. It's a cycle where sheer panic convinces ordinary folks to just liquidate everything, while the people who actually understand how to build real wealth quietly and methodically accumulate assets. So welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to unpack the dynamics of the 2026 market cycle, look right past the noise at the actual data, and explore how your specific behaviors will dictate who ends up on the winning side of this whole thing.
Okay, let's dive into this, because right now, market sentiment is just entirely dominated by one underlying terrifying question. Are we looking at a massive systemic crash? Millions of Americans are anxiously checking their investment apps, staring at a sea of red indicators, and listening to endless macroeconomic debates. We're all just trying to figure out if this is the time to run for cover or the exact moment to aggressively lean in. I mean, there's a good chance you felt that exact same tension while looking at your own portfolio, right? To really understand the psychology right now, we have to look at the macroeconomic squeeze we're in. We aren't just dealing with abstract market fluctuations here. We're looking at a harsh reality of sticky historic inflation, way higher borrowing costs, and real layoffs across major industries. The cost of living is just eating into everyone's margins. So when analysts start modeling a potential crash, it perfectly mirrors the very real, daily economic friction that people are already feeling. Your anxiety isn't irrational at all. It's a direct reflection of our current economic reality. It makes total sense why the fear feels so believable and overwhelming right now.
And of course, the financial media absolutely capitalizes on this. Think about it. The algorithms and news cycles are literally optimized for panic. Recession countdowns and doom scrolling keep you clicking and keep engagement sky high. But here is the danger in all of that. Constant exposure to those catastrophic headlines completely overrides your prefrontal cortex. When emotions take over, logic just disappears. The panic sets in, long-term strategic thinking goes out the window, and otherwise totally rational investors are driven to make some really terrible, emotionally driven decisions.
Let's look at how this plays out through a guy we'll call David from Ohio. Now, David is usually a pretty consistent, level-headed investor. But then step one happens, a sharp market drop. Surrounded by non-stop catastrophic news, David cracks. He panic sells in step two, moving everything to cash just to make that horrible feeling of anxiety stop. But the really insidious part of this cycle is step three, the inevitable market recovery. By the time David finally feels safe enough to jump back in, well, the market has already rallied. He effectively locked in his losses and bought back the exact same assets at a premium. This cycle of panic is incredibly seductive, and it forces us to do the exact opposite of building wealth.
Let's move to and see how this builds, because when we zoom out a bit, a fascinating historical rhythm emerges. Take the 2008 financial crisis. I mean, the system was functionally broken, yet the investors who just kept averaging into the market during that chaos, they birthed portfolios that rode a historic, decade-long bull run. Fast forward to 2020, the pandemic triggered the fastest crash in history, which was then followed by one of the sharpest snapbacks we've ever seen. So sitting here at the 2026 crossroads, we have to remember, history doesn't always repeat perfectly, but man, it definitely rhymes. Massive recoveries consistently follow periods of severe panic.
Which brings us to the sometimes uncomfortable truth about the investors who actually come out on top. They aren't the loud talking heads on TV predicting the exact Tuesday that the market's going to bottom out. No, the real wealth builders are just radically disciplined. They don't predict, they prepare. They execute a strategy that's honestly kind of boring, but it's highly effective and it is completely decoupled from the 24-hour news cycle.
So I really want to shift your perspective right now. I honestly believe the vast majority of people are asking the entirely wrong question. Instead of constantly agonizing over will the market crash, which is a question literally nobody on earth can answer, you need to stop and ask yourself, what would I do if it does? The macroeconomic future has always been a giant question mark. If markets fall, well, quality equities become cheaper for us to accumulate. If markets rise, your existing stuff grows. But either way, it's the prepared, long-term investors who end up benefiting.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the realization that because the future is inherently uncertain, emotional preparation is actually your greatest asset. The problem isn't volatility. The problem is being unprepared emotionally. Because the future is so unpredictable, your best hedge isn't some super complex option strategy or secretly knowing which stock to pick. It's your own psychological resilience. It's having the stomach to watch asset prices swing wildly up and down without abandoning your core game plan.
Getting to that point requires a major shift in how everyday workers actually view the market. In highly volatile moments, amateur investors treat the stock market like it's a casino, just gambling on a lottery ticket, hoping for short-term price spikes. But true generational wealth relies on a totally different framework: actual ownership. When you buy a stock, you are owning a piece of the underlying businesses that create products and employ real workers in the economy. When you anchor yourself to the fundamental value of those businesses, rather than stressing over the daily ticker price, it changes the whole shebang.
Once you adopt that ownership mindset, the playbook for becoming a financially secure retiree gets really clear. Defensively, it starts with maintaining solid emergency savings so you are never backed into a corner and forced to sell your assets at a massive loss to pay rent. And on the offensive side, it means avoiding those panic decisions, consistently investing your cash, especially scooping up quality equities when the market is bleeding, and forcing yourself to think in years and decades rather than days and weeks.
Look, let's be totally honest here. Talking about this in theory is incredibly easy, but watching your own hard-earned net worth shrink, that is visceral. Fear literally screams at you to sell to stop the bleeding, while greed tries to tempt you into taking huge, uncalculated risks to make it all back quickly. Resisting both of those urges requires deep emotional maturity, acknowledging that you just don't know what happens next, accepting that uncertainty, and choosing to stick to your thoughtful plan anyway. That is exactly what separates the amateur speculators from the true investors.
Most people are desperately looking for a secret shortcut, a hidden algorithmic advantage or some hot insider tip. But lasting wealth isn't built through secret strategies or perfect timing. It is almost always the result of doing very ordinary things extraordinarily consistently. Systematic investing, smart risk management, and just ruthless patience. Honestly, these habits do not make for viral social media posts, but practiced quietly over decades, they are the undeniable mechanics of building real financial independence.
Which brings us right back to the reality of 2026. Is this a systemic disaster or the opportunity of a lifetime? Well, the honest answer is that it's probably going to be both. It will be a devastating crash for the people who are ruled by their fear. But it's going to be a generational wealth-building opportunity for the people who are guided by preparation and discipline. Depending entirely on how you choose to respond, this very cycle can define your financial trajectory for the rest of your life.
10, 20 years from now, you probably aren't going to remember today's specific headlines. You won't remember the exact basis point shift in inflation or the random analyst arguing on television. But you will absolutely remember the strategic choices you made with your money. The next chapter of your financial story is literally being written right now. So I want to leave you with this one vital question to ask yourself when you look back on this exact moment. Years from now, did fear control you, or did you stay focused on the bigger picture? Because always remember, in every single market cycle, fear makes the headlines, but patience builds the wealth.